Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the, I guess this is September's meeting. Got kind of a bunch of neat stuff going on tonight. I think everybody's got the agenda that I sent out a couple times. I'm gonna make a couple minor corrections or changes. I'm going to be item number 0. I've asked Morris to kind of give us a quick update on what he's doing on the astrophotography toolbox. And so, Morris, take it away.
Okay, I gave everybody access to OneNote on the page. So you guys can look at it, look at the videos, look at the everything I put together so far.
Now, where's that at?
It's in our website. I gotta go find it now.
Yeah, you mean the Slack channel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, under what topic?
Let me get to it.
Under what are those called sub channels, or I don't know what those ones with a pound sign on them.
Well, let me share what I've got. Hold on.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, I guess it says channels. Yeah.
Well, you got channels, but then I call this the astrophotography channel, Slack channel. So I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, it's I think it's in general. Anyway,
Okay.
this is what I've done so far. I put into OneNote. Everybody's got access to it now. What I've done is basically divided up into chapters with an introduction. I'm still working on the camera phase. There's a large terminology for photography as well as astrophotography. Acronyms.
Cool.
MP4, there's videos that I've converted over from YouTube. So you can play it.
So explain.
Hi, I'm Larry Becker, and this time we're focused on ISO. Focused is here because the first step to being a better photographer is understanding your camera. The short definition.
So there's videos here. I'm still adding to it. Articles I'm finding. Images, like focal length, depth of field.
Cool.
And links. So I'm still building this. Once this is done, then I'll move on to phase 2, which takes it from basic to the intermediate, as Steve suggested, and going on to adding a telescope to this, or a star tracker to it as well.
Okay.
So it's still a work in progress. So if you guys look at it and give me some input, or see what else you want to add.
What was the last time you posted this on the Slack channel?
Yeah, I don't see it on it. So
It's constantly building. So let me see if I can get to Slack.
The problem with Slack, just to let you know, Morris, is after 30 days, everything gets dumped because we don't want to pay. We don't want to pay the $25 per person to keep it alive.
Crazy.
So something like this probably needs to be posted, once a month.
Yeah, I can update it.
But okay, so it's 32 days to see where can we put it? Can we put it on the website?
I'll update it. Let's see if it's in general.
All right, did we lose it or did they stop talking?
I got one picture.
In general?
I don't say, I didn't go back.
Okay, now I got the picture.
Yeah. But I'll put it back on there and oh, here it is. There's a link. It's in general.
Okay, what date? It goes by date.
Date on that is September 7th.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing. But that's the work on it so far.
Right.
Okay, cool. Steve, is there a place we can put it on the website? That link? Is will that link stay the same over time?
Yes, sir. It should still say, it'll stay the same.
What do you think, Steve?
Is it like on a OneDrive? What is it?
It's on my one cloud. I gave you guys access to make corrections or anything like that.
What
I
is the
can't put a link in
application?
there where no one can make corrections outside of the group.
Okay, is it like using Excel? What is it using?
I didn't hear you, Steve. What?
Is it Excel or what is
No, it's Microsoft OneNote.
okay, it's OneNote. Okay. Got yeah, we can easily put a link to that.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
Yes, Steve's the webmaster, so I guess you're gonna have to do it.
Well, I prefer the term web slave.
Okay, web slave. It is a lot of work.
Mhm.
Okay. How do is there a place I can manage the muting the audience?
Let's see. Participants.
I'll just mute myself.
Well, it's easier to just mute everybody, whoever talks, then come on. I used to be one, I thought anyway. No?
Probably in the participants. I think only the host can do it. You're the
Oh.
host.
Okay, well, I'm clicking on, oh, yeah, okay, I can do it, mute all, and
Yeah.
whoever wants to talk, talks. Mute all current, okay. All right, now. All right, I think we're all set. All right, what's next is that the big topic of the night is choosing a target for all of us to do, or two, depending on what we want to do. And Kenmore was going to share with us, but actually it started with Clay and his idea or connection to the big amateur telescope group. And so Clay, would you want to take it over and tell us what we're looking for, or what we want to do?
So my idea on this, I've seen it done with a few other similar groups, and I thought it would be a great on hands experiment to see how we do. Is we all collect data on a similar topic target, and we integrate all the data to produce a photo with long integration.
150, 200 hours.
And that would be something that, that we could produce as, a team effort.
Oh, I think that'd be great. But assuming we do this, I mean, we will, but what do we do with it afterwards? Is there a place that we could share that with this group that you are in contact with?
Not that I know of offhand. Maybe we could, post it on the website, something like that. Just get it out, show that we've done this as a group.
Yeah. We can promote it on social media.
Yeah, Kenmore also. I mean, he's been under the weather with his. I think all of his family is sick. He obviously has contacts with some group that's doing this. So maybe our final product, we can have him share it. So, all right. So I think we need some proposals on what we ought to target. So who wants to start?
Not the shrimp. No. Don't think of mine. It might be a pixel on mine.
Not the shrimp. Okay. Well,
Although I'd love to do that, but I'm not able to.
it really does need a long focal length. Well, okay, I've got it. I'll just go ahead and start a couple that I'll share the screen if I can get to it first. I don't even see it now.
Green button at the bottom.
Well, no, I mean I've got one of my web. I got so many browsers open. One of the neat things, if you guys haven't used Opera, it's just a fabulous browser. If I can just find that stupid thing, there's got to be more. Okay, how do I minimize? How do I minimize the Zoom page? Can
I know you can move that stuff around just by grabbing it and dragging it.
here it is. Let me do this. Share screen. I'm going to, show all windows. I had it there a second ago. Oh, there it is. And I want to go to here. Okay. Clay and I talked about the Tulip Nebula, which is certainly a possibility that's both wide field and narrow, if you will. One of the things that would be helpful to understand. Do you see this graph? Do I need to share that too? What are you looking at? Are you still looking at the nebula itself off of Telescopius?
Yeah, that's what we see.
Okay, let me I guess I have to stop sharing and then reshare.
Yeah.
Okay, share screen. So if you look at this is where the Tulip Nebula it crosses the meridian at 9 o'clock, and really you got it basically all the rest of the night till I don't know how far people go to the horizon. I stop at 30, but it depends what your location is. So that's there's many hours of scope time on the Tulip. So that's one possibility. Let me go back, and another possibility that I thought was kind of cool was sharing here. Now, can you see this is Pickering's triangle? Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That is part of the Veil complex, and I think everybody can do that. And that's if to me it's just that is really cool. I mean this was one of them, and what it is you can do that. Let me as part of NGC 6960 or close to it. And I'll stop sharing and reshare again.
Mara, can I
Sure.
Can I share something real quick?
Sure, go. You mean to share the screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I gotta stop.
I'll wait you're done. Go ahead and finish.
Okay, well, let me just the point I would make here from Astro Dark here in the upper left-hand corner here, I mean where my arrow is, you got clear till roughly 3 o'clock again.
Nice.
A lot of hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me is a certain possibility. Those are the two I came prepared with. Okay, go ahead. It's yours.
Okay. Where is it here in the Veil?
Okay, it's
the middle.
Isn't
it the middle?
So yeah, so you see if you split that into what fourths maybe, It's that kind of thick triangle shape that's in the upper right.
Yes, yes,
So right, yeah, right there.
yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
gotcha.
It's just a lot of detail. You know, I don't know how many hours was that. That was one of the ones that was on one of the groups that I belong to. That it just caught my eye, and it's something that we all can do. I mean, even my long, focal length as well as all the telescopes in between.
Mm-hmm.
So
So here's wide, and let's just like do 127, which would be yeah. There's something. This is
Probably
something.
rotate it.
Yeah. So this is something that would, like you said, Merle, everybody can do it.
now that's with that particular chip, 24 by 16 chip camera.
That was an APS-C. Yeah.
Okay.
APS,
Yeah.
APS-C.
And like Brent said, that if you rotated it, you can get the whole triangle.
Right.
So, okay, those are my two. Who else?
Well, Merle, a lot of us are already capturing triangulum.
Is that M33? Is that what that means?
M33. Yes.
Yeah, Clay was asking about that one as well. Let me see if I can go back.
That one's probably not going to be too great of a fit. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. It fits really nicely into the 127, 950 millimeter focal length.
Let's just see. But I think that's available for the next. See, it's
long
it's just
time.
yeah, it's just now coming up.
Yeah.
So if that somehow we can make that work. Okay, I do have the telescopius up someplace.
Well,
Here.
Cygnus is directly overhead, so that's going to be here a while too. I mean, we'll have plenty of time to get data on that too.
Okay,
The veil. The veil.
the veil. Okay, yeah, you're doing constellation speak, and so
That's right.
I didn't understand what you were talking about.
It's a bad habit. Jeremy's getting involved.
Yeah, I know it.
Visual stuff.
You said you were studying that. Now I can't even find the stupid. I was right here someplace. Okay, well, is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. Telescopius, and that was M33.
Yes. I think Mylan was hinting it may be too big of a target for him.
It's a big target. Okay.
Yeah, if it fits ours right up to the edge. Yeah, well, you lose a little bit of the outside, but
But I mean, I would do it if I'm the barrier to this. I can do mosaics.
Mm.
I can use a reducer on mine.
But if you that was what mine would look like. So I don't get all of it, but I could do either a 4-panel mosaic, and maybe I do HA or something. Let me see.
How about the fireworks galaxy? I'm not sure where it is right now, but it's always been.
See, that would if I could that could be my contribution right here. I could even stitch it together, or I can do the individual panels.
Yeah, that would fit pretty well with what
size are we talking about on the scope, Brent?
952.
952. Okay. And what size of sensor?
Let's see, what is the 2600? So let's see, that is 23.5 by 15.7.
you'd almost have to do a mosaic too to get all of it in.
It fits like dead on.
Okay.
So if we, yeah, and then if you rotate that,
Yeah, you rotate that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
it,
You can do that.
so I know I've got a little bit of a head start already on that. I processed a short amount of data on it already, but I do have a logistics question though. I know some of us are capturing mono, some of us have color. How do we mash them together?
Does it matter, Steve, if we do a one shot color and divide them into channels on the
No.
WBPP?
No, because WBPP will throw the one shot into RGB anyways.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I could, if I go back to mine, I could go.
But does everybody have to do their own calibration first with their flats and darks and?
You would have to, yeah, we would have to have calibration for every one of you. And if you mess with your train, we need multiple calibration frames.
Well, yeah, but you just had to provide the calibration frames.
Mhm. Or the master, yeah,
Yeah,
The dash C frames, yeah.
yeah.
Since I have a square chip, I can't. I've got to do mosaic or just. I mean, I suppose that I could do just the center, and then let you guys fill in the outside. Because if we truly do have 150, 200 hours.
Oh, what about this? Oh, this is Alan just suggested type fireworks up there. Can you search for fireworks?
Sure.
And where you have M42?
Yes. Yeah, okay.
I bet that'll work right there. It is.
That's mine. And Brent's yours was 952.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to remind me again, 25.6.
Oh. Hang on. Yeah. What did I have? 23.5
23.5
by 15.7.
Excuse me, I hit the stupid thing. 23.5.
15.7.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Well,
it's smallish.
Yeah.
It's M50.
It'd be a lot smaller in mine.
But what's the well, okay. I mean, here it is right here. I mean, we got lots of hours on that available too. So that's another good one, I think. 69.46. So we got M33. Okay, any other candidates that we want to do?
In that size range, the Crescent Nebula might be another one to toss in. I know a lot of us already have some data on that too.
Yeah, I forget what's the designation.
That is,
I got
let's see, that's C27 or NGC 6888.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 6888. Okay, yeah, that looks like the size you had. Mine was a little bit closer than that. And when is that's another good one too. Just in terms of time, we could blow the world open with 150 hours of that. Okay, other candidates. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, so we have, let's just hear kind of a voice vote. We'll start with the last one. Yay or nay on the Crescent?
Well, I like Crescent. I don't have any hours on it, so it'd be fun to go after.
Okay.
Same here. I have no hours on it, so it would be fresh target for me too.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
don't have
interesting.
any data on that either.
Same here.
I-
That'd be interesting, yeah.
A bunch.
Is that a yes for everybody?
Well, keep on polling us.
Okay. The M33.
Well, I kind of wanted to do that, but I think it's too big.
I do have M33.
But wouldn't you think it's a little bit too big, Freddie, for everybody?
Yeah,
Maryland,
Extra
Well,
effort to mosaic.
it is good
Yeah,
up to
I don't know if
500
that-
millimeters, but after that, it will be a little bit short.
yeah.
And the people doing mosaics too would be investing a lot of time.
Hmm.
Yeah. We'll make Merrill hook up the Takahashi.
Yeah,
Get rid of the plane weight.
know what's really funny? I had a focuser that it was on my Takahashi and I sold it. I said, I'll never do that again. I use that again.
Mhm.
And silly me. I will probably have to go back and find the used one. Freddie found one that's exactly
Yes.
what I had. And anyway,
It won't work with the ASA unless it can be done. It can be retrofitted to work with an ASA too. That you will have to do a new small plate and remove the old stepper motor and connect the ASA motor. I was thinking on that, but not. It's another project.
of course, there's always lots of projects. Okay, 6946, I think, is the fireworks.
Yeah. That might be a bit small. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I worry about the size on that one, and it's pretty dim too. I tried it once upon a time a long time ago and had very little success. So
Okay.
What's an
it'd be
8?
fine to revisit, but
It's an 8.8 magnitude, which is
It's perfect for a C8.
yeah. But I wouldn't have any trouble with it, but
Yeah.
compared to the one I just did, the so faint that they don't even have a magnitude on it. The shrimp. Okay, well let's say that's not one. How about the Pickering's triangle?
That would be new to
I'd be
me.
intrigued by that one.
I'm
too.
on
Yeah.
board too. I'm on board with that.
It's often ignored because of the other two sides of it. So
There it is, right. And this is centered on your camera there.
Yeah, I have some of that too.
Yeah,
But it's too little time. What I have is like an hour.
Oh, okay. Well,
How would you frame it, Merrill? Can you drag that to where you'd frame it?
this is what
I got I got
For-
the 127. So
You
it's
can
perfect.
frame it with the ASA, Steve.
yeah, I'd rotate that 90 degrees.
now.
That's my question.
Are you watching? Are you looking at the image that I had, or
Yeah.
you rotated 90 degrees?
Oh no, if you go back to the telescopius,
Okay,
I think we do what is on that image right there. I think.
isn't that the same thing right here? It looks like it may be at an angle.
Mhm.
Roughly, but yeah, the green box there, I'd rotate it 90 degrees in the telescopius view.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't messed with it in here. Can you rotate it?
Yeah, I can. I just got to find the right 90 degrees. Come on. I got to use the sliders. What I got to do. Not like that.
Can you type in that middle box?
But I got 89.2 degrees. Yeah.
Ah, there we go. Close enough. Yeah, something like that is what I'd be thinking.
What, so that's a 90 degrees off of north, like for German equatorials. Just when you get there, rotate 90 degrees.
I think so.
I think you just have to frame it when you start imaging it, and then keep it there.
Yeah. That's pretty intriguing.
I think it's just really. I mean, if we can come up with something like that kind of nebulosity,
Yeah.
that
Look how
would-
wispy that is. That's fantastic.
this is not. I mean, this truncates it top and bottom, but because this actually gets much more of it.
Is that I think there's a lot of hydrogen alpha there.
Yeah, it save on time too for the mono because it just hydrogen alpha and O3. I don't think you need any of the SI on it.
See, compared to the galaxies, this is something we can shoot in our backyards if we have the filter, like a L-enhance.
Yes.
For one shot. So this would work perfect.
Well, this is I think this is an HOO. Yeah, it's plus some RGB stars.
Mhm.
Whoever did this. Shot in Ontario. That's just, to me, that's just such a pretty option. So we got two so far: the 6988, the Crescent, and 6960, the Pickering's Triangle. The other one was the Tulip.
So I like Tulip. I've got a head start on it myself.
Here's that's your.
Let's see how much data I got on it. Let's see. Yep, and that's much. Yeah, that's the angle I've got on it right there. What you did.
What do y'all think about the Tulip?
I don't have it, but it seems like a nice target.
Yeah, it's
SH2001.
Yeah, Sharpless has the Sharpless catalog is just full of neat stuff.
It's a nice target for the C8. So.
Yeah, that would be good.
Isn't that C8 an F10, Freddie?
F10, yes.
Yeah. It's pretty slow lens there.
Well, that's all right. We got lots of time.
That's true.
That would be mine. And I've got some data on that too, so we can. Clay, what do you think?
What about? I like all three. I think that Crescent, the Veil, the Triangle, and Tulip would be nice. Now the question is, which one do we priority first? Then if we get to a point where we say, all right, let's stop on this target, let's go to the next one.
So what order, if we choose two of them, what would we do first? What would we do second? That's what.
Right. Yeah.
What constellation is Tulip in? That's how I think.
Heck if I know.
Tulip Nebula. Cygnus. Okay, it's up there. It's with the Veil. So it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it's ahead of it in time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crossing the meridian here, 9 o'clock tonight. But we still, I mean, down to 30 degrees, when I cut it off, is about 2:30, 3 o'clock, it looks like. Now, again, it depends where your location is. But you go to Astroflats and do this, you take it down to dirt, just about.
Mhm.
Okay, candidate number one is what?
I'm kind of a fan of the Veil, the Pickering Triangle, partially just because I've never done that one. Like I've got it wide field, but I've never focused on that middle area.
Would you use the 127 for that, or would you put the wide field back on? If you were going to go after a Brent?
Well, I figured it'd be the 127.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've got a bunch of wide field data on it too, but I don't know. Like I would want that extra detail.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of with Brent here. I like the idea of this target.
Okay. Since it was one of the ones I chose, I'm with you.
Well, if that's the case, hold on now.
That's okay. I'm game. I just so enjoy just pointing the telescope and taking images. It doesn't matter.
I'm with y'all too. Just an idea too. If we do, just set up a night of shooting. Just keep track of the hours that you took images of. Just track the hours, and like say for an example, at the end of the week, we'll be like, all right, what's the hours we have on the Veil Nebula, and we kind of get a rough idea of where we are on hours on it.
Okay.
I love that idea, Clay. Everybody kind of keep everybody posted on the Slack channel.
Yeah, we may want to set up a separate sub channel or something for a BAT image. Okay, so target number one is NGC 6960 thereabouts. What's the second one? Because we may want to reconnect in next month, hopefully with some finished product. And if we have extra time, we do have the other two that we kind of talked or in the running was the tulip or the crescent. What's
for the next target? Should we wait till the stuff in the east starts moving toward the top of the, or are we going after what's available now?
There's two ways to look at it. One, you could do that, or we just say, okay, for some reason you're in a place that you can do the second one better than the first one. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Trees and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe something because most of those are kind of clumped right up there together. Maybe something that's a little lower right now that would focus on later. The Wizard Nebula is another one that I might throw out there because size-wise it might fit.
Yeah, that's Orion, isn't it? And that's starting to come.
Right. So I like that. I like that idea. So we can focus on the Veil Nebula now. Then when a future target starts to rise, we'll just go ahead and cut our hours on it. Whatever we got, it's what we got. Then we'll focus on the new target that's about to rise.
Okay, so if I were to summarize, let's just stick with the 6960, and then we as a group consciously choose to go to the next one. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Just start getting some data on that.
Okay, so our number one choice is the Pickering's Triangle, which is part of the Veil, and I use 6960, but it's not exactly that one, but it's close.
Get you pretty close.
Yeah. If you look at the actual, if we say that's it.
Yeah.
Those are the coordinates right there. 20, 48, 50, 31, 28, 31.
I guess I need to pick which exact part we want to center on.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's your chip?
That's my chip, yeah. So mine's I mean,
Yeah.
it's square, yours is rectangular. So you would get the bottom part of it as well.
So would, it's more logistics pieces here. So would your chip be the limiting factor? Everything we integrated would fit into that view technically.
It depends on the reference frame we choose.
But he brings up a good point. If you don't do that, you'll get I'll have a big black bar somewhere as it doesn't have the data. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
and I could do a sorry.
just a 2-panel.
That would kind of simulate your chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem doing that.
I think Clay, you've got the reducer. What's yours?
Oh, I got the Quattro now. I'm at 800 focal length.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so with me doing this, I'm no longer the limiting factor. We may want to look at just the kind of the quick and dirty looks at each one of your images and say which one is the reference. And then we tell WBPP, this is the one I'll go, it'll automatically do.
Sorry.
Just as a
Go ahead.
newbie question, wouldn't everyone have to have the same rotation on their camera?
Well, you can't
Close.
Yeah, you got to be close. You can't do it. You can't do it sideways. I mean, I suppose you could.
We'll just cut off more.
It'll just use what data it uses.
So I know, yeah, most of us have an ability, I think, to do some level of rotation, but I'm sorry, I missed who asked that. Are you able to do any kind of rotation?
Yeah, I mean, just physically by hand. But
Yeah.
I was just thinking how we would coordinate, to within a few degrees, I guess.
I'm assuming something like going back later.
Well,
Yeah.
there's going to be some cropping.
Yeah.
So, expecting like say, do you think the person in the furthest is the person who's going to win? That's what I don't understand yet, Brent. Is it going to scale up all the wider field into
Steve, what I've seen in AstroPixel processor
Mhm.
with 2 different focal lengths,
Right.
what I tested between me and Brian's data,
Right.
is he was on the 127 and I was on the 80 millimeter.
Okay.
And it stacked all of it together. Nothing was cropped out. I still had to crop it down, but the whole entire image, it just combined our datas. That was it. It didn't, well, we're going to choose Brian's data and, crop out a lot of mine, but it just stacked the whole entire image.
So, your wide field, did it stay wide when you were done with this? Like, did the master end up wide?
Yeah, it's like the program itself shrunk his data down to match my data.
Okay, interesting.
Well,
So you just end up with more data in the places where the 2 cameras are focused.
Yeah, it's like in the core and
Yeah.
Well, that's
there's 2 schools of thought. Do you scale up the wide or do you scale down the big focal lengths?
right. I think in this case, since there's going to be already 3 of us, that's going to be around 800 to 900. So it's probably going to scale down to us.
Hmm.
I say we experiment to figure out which one's the best.
That's right.
So let's gather the data, and then I think there's 3 steps. One is gather the data, where are we going to store it, and then how are we going to process it. And so I think we've chosen the target. I think we need to create a drive on the MAS.fits drive or a folder to do, to dump it in, and then several of us can try it different ways to process it. That makes sense?
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
We could potentially play with some of the data. Like Meryl, I know you've got some Tulip data. I've got Tulip data. They're at different configurations. We could try just mash that together and see what happens in the meantime, because weather doesn't look too friendly if I look at the 10-day forecast.
Not for a while. Well, okay. Yeah, that's that we could do that offline and see what I can send you mine, or you can send what. So, okay, summarize. We got 6960 or thereabouts, and we can choose the coordinates. And I'll put it on Slack channel or something. And then Steve, is a matter of just, or Freddie, you have to create a folder for this stuff. Hello, Freddie.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I can create the folder. And how do you want to call it?
Why don't you call it BAT for Big Amateur Telescope? Just
okay.
They started out with.
We'll create the folder and give everybody access.
Yeah.
Well, I will put it on the share folder.
Yes. Okay, that'd be fine. But then
everybody can write to it.
But don't we each need to have our own individual folders as well?
Yes, I can create the folder for all the users if that's what we want.
Okay.
However, it may be easier if everyone creates their own folders, but that's fine.
No,
I will check and see what is the best way of doing it.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can each create our own, just like you do on your own hard drive.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, and then let's get the data. Then we can talk. Brent and I can do some experimenting and figure out what the best way to integrate it all.
It looks like whatever you choose as a reference frame, Meryl, be it a big focal length or other, it adjusts the others. Like it'll grab the data it can from the big focal length and just use it, and there won't be any weird.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, line. So I think whatever. That's great.
Okay, so well, let me this center right here. Should we just say that's it right there, and that's what you guys target for?
That works for me.
Okay,
I have a feeling it's going to be higher than that technically.
Tell me what. Move it up.
I'm looking in Stellarium right now. There's 2 bright stars kind of right up. Okay, so you see the little tiny nebula piece in the top half of your picture.
Here.
Go down and to the right. So that little or up. Now look in the top half of your picture.
Okay, top half.
And then in the bottom right of the top half.
Bottom right, the top right here.
Well, here, let me do this.
Yeah, you want to do it?
Can I share?
Sure. Yeah, let me get off.
Because I'll show you which screen is it? Here we go. Is that coming across now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So this would be what most of the rest of ours would look like. So I'm thinking maybe one of these stars right in here would get it pretty well framed up. So I think where
It's-
you were before is about right there on my view.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well,
Let's snapshot that, Brent, and put that on Slack channel, will you?
mine wasn't quite. I would say mine was a little bit set. Well, that's okay. I mean, I don't care. I mean, we'll just plug in the numbers. Why did you choose a star? Just because it's easy to.
I'm just trying to. I just double clicked on something in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, we could grab those coordinates and go off of that. You know, somewhere right in this area. This was the little wispy thing that I was pointing at, but something in the middle in this space is probably a decent center mark.
Okay. So what do we want to call it out, and it'll be recorded?
Just see if I can. Well, Stellarium may not let me select the open space, but let's see, right here is what I do. So the J2000 is what I use, the RA index. So
20,
20, 48,
48.
and 29.27, and plus 31, 30, 25.1.
Okay, I got it captured. I'll put it on the Slack channel. Cool.
And then for orientation, I figure, I mean, if anybody needs to eyeball it, it's, you know, pretty flat. You know, if you just orient it so that it's almost a straight line on the long side, then that should get us close enough, I think, on the angles.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So we got the first two pieces, target, and we'll get the storage place, and then we figure out how to process it at a later date. Cool. Anybody else have any comments on this?
A lot of people I know are missing this meeting that we ought to tell them, hey, here's our target.
Yeah, we did. You know,
And,
and Devin and Canmore.
Brent, do you know how to snapshot that Stellarium image?
Yeah, I can
Just
snag it.
snap, say here, this is it. Let's go there. Let's put it on the Slack channel.
I'm doing it right now.
All right.
Okay, I'll create VAT subchannel.
Yeah, and we'll, like Clay says, we'll start saying, hey, I got 10 hours this week.
Okay.
Good.
All right, we have a subchannel now that people need to join, but it's VAT.
And it's trying to load for me.
Mhm.
And I'll take care of telling the absent people that that this is our stuff and how to do it and where to store it.
Excellent.
Okay. Do what we the second agenda item we had tonight was any tips and tricks on Fixed Insight. We can spend as little or as much of time on that as we want to. I'd start off asking, anybody looked at any of those new tools that Adam Block talked about a couple days ago? They sent out emails on.
Devin was pretty excited about those.
I tried his the blending one. You were talking about the artistic license.
Yeah, oh golly.
It's wide open. If you
I know it's getting carried away.
well,
I think it's going to be very trendy for a while, and I think in about a year, everybody's going to say, "What were we doing?" You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of neon green and purple things that popped out, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know about this.
I did have
that video. Huh?
I did have one that I think I've talked to Steve about that is kind of consistent with what we were. How do we get stuff, integrate images? Let me see if I can find. Okay, yeah. There may be only. Okay, well, you bear with me just a second. I thought I had that Fixed Inside up. Here. Oh, right there. Yeah. Okay, back here. So I'm looking at it on my screen. Why can't I find it on this? Is there more control to select two desktops? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. This is kind of something that I kind of messed around with. If you look at you see the M27 here on the screen, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, the one on the right hand side is what I posted on the Slack channel a week or two or three ago. That's an HOO of the. This is the first cut of it, HOO of M27. And I said, well, it would be slick if I should have taken some RGB stars, and I didn't. I said, but it would really be slick if I could use some of my old data. So has anybody tried dynamic alignment process?
Yeah,
Well, it's slicker than it's not. What you do, you load it up, and first thing it does, it asks you which. You see the one. If you look real closely, that's a 1. And you select that's image number 1, and that's the reference frame. And the image number 2 is this one. And it's as simple as you pick a star. And it finds it over here, but it's not exactly right. So you have to just drag it over to it. Okay. There, found that one. So then we'll go to another one. We'll find one right there. And it misses it, of course. But once you have 2, come on now. Somehow I missed it. Okay, we'll try that again. Better pick one. Well, we'll try a different one. I won't mess with it. What I'll show you is the result of it. So I take this one here was done 5 years ago on I don't even know what camera it was. It might have been my SD TD-300. And this is the one I did on my current camera. And so they immediately align, and when I executed it, it came with this. It came out like this, an exact match of this.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so now I have two sets of data that that I want to integrate. And so what I just went to the blend script. And just the upper layer was the first one, HOO. And the bottom layer was the registered one. What happened here? Okay, well, let me cancel it out. I don't want that. But the message I want to leave with you is, if you have old data that you've taken in the past and you want to use it to add to the data you already have, and even if it's on totally different stuff, it is kind of analogous to what we're talking about. It comes out with a much better image, and because they're additive. And the blending, this is the outcome of the blend. So I got colored stars. I got more data in the nebulosity, and I even went back 15 years. One of my very first M27s, and lo and behold, if it didn't line that one too. Now it doesn't have nearly the size of the chip, but I could actually take that data and add it to it. And you can do it by blending, which is really cool. Or if you get I think you have to have a minimum of 3 that you use the image integration. You just add them without a rejection. And so, Brent, I know you're probably the most meticulous person I know keeping data. But the data that I probably ignored in the past, this dynamic alignment just makes it. Doesn't make a difference what size. It will all match to the one that you chose as image number 1. And then the blend routine is a kind of a neat one. You just have to play around with it, because it's you choose which ones you want to blend.
Yeah.
I didn't think about, so I messed with other things like that if I wanted to like pull the stars out of some older stuff, but I didn't think about merging in the actual data using something like this. I'm gonna have to go look around and see what I can mash together.
Yeah, because and you got all kinds of different methodologies. I don't know why it's getting that one. I must have I do have the wrong one. That's why. Garbage in, garbage out. I chose the wrong image. Trying to use this little guy. That's the output. That what I showed you there, I just closed there, was the outcome of blending this portion, which was aligned to this one, and it came out with a really good image. And this is the one I went with. This is my final RGB stars. Reinforcement. I did this on an M51, and the dust trails or dust lanes in the middle of the arms just popped because I had way more data, and it's old data, but it didn't matter. So I mean, that to me was just something that I don't even know how I got there, but it was just playing around with the blend script and the dynamic alignment. So something to think about. Questions? Have anybody played around with blend before?
I never have.
Yeah.
I just integrate.
No.
I dupe a couple of frames, even though it doesn't work, and I just reintegrate it. But that sounds better.
Well, you can choose. You can really fine tune what you want to do. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw there was a whole lot of script options. I mean, blending options. You got normal, all these, this whole drop down, and I just went through all of them. Which one looks the best,
Mm-hmm.
and it integrates to them. And then you got all kinds of how much opacity of each one, and yada yada yada. So it takes some time to learn, but once you do, you can take old data that was worthless, I mean, useless, but you can now use it. So I thought Russell Croman did this one, but no, he didn't. Everybody know how to use image containers?
No.
Well,
give us a crash course, Merrill.
Well, it's funny. You remember? I think Steve, you and I were looking at this one that an image container is basically. Remember the one he was flipping? He had some images that were he had to rotate to make something happen. I forget what it was. He meaning at a block. Well,
he was trying to get that fast processing thing to work.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what it was. Well,
yeah.
But so I said, well, let me just play around with the image. I saw him use that. And I said, okay, well, there are people who like to do things like do a linear fit on their images to make them all the same brightnesses. Or I think I don't remember who it was, Cameron or somebody was. I think he did Borex or on each individual frame. I'm making this up maybe, but. So the way you do it, you just click here and you choose image container right here. And then you add the images, which you just go through here. And then you have your actual process where you create the instance of it. And then whatever process you want, let's just say linear fit. If I can find it, linear fit. And so rather than doing it individually, you just drag this guy over here. And away it goes. See it in the lower right hand corner?
Yeah.
And it's out. I think it's probably because I haven't got it set up right, but I've got I did some experimenting before we came on. Anyway, that's a way to do many things all at the same time with one. Just drag all the images that you want to have done.
What is the name of the function? Image what?
Image container. You right click on the screen and you see it right here in the middle.
Okay.
And that just groups a bunch of
batch tool, Freddie. It's for batching.
Yeah, it's a batch tool. It makes it easy to do lots of the functions, individual slides or individual frames. I mean, the other one that I thought was kind of cool that I saw Adam do that's kind of related was process container. Do I have one of those? Yes. What he did. I have all my processes on the right hand side. Well, he has some that are process containers. So he'll just have this. Excuse me. He'll have this down over here, and when he likes to do things like do something with masks. So I said, well, I'll just do, this is the one that came out of game. And I don't use it as is generally. I usually, what I'd like to do is binarize it, then convolve it. And so all you have to do is have your image container and just drag it over here and it does it for you.
Nice.
Yeah, that one I use a fair bit. Like if I've got a, like in my Nebula process, I'll do a blur X, then a star X, then a noise X. So I'll just load them all up, drag it over, walk away for a few minutes and come back.
Excellent. That's a good use of it.
Well,
I've never used it.
Tool.
It just saves you time.
Yeah, it's basically a shortcut tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So you got two containers. You got images, which you then take the images for a process, or you got a series of processes that you can just drag over. So, I mean, those are some interesting ones I've come across lately. So that's my 2 cents. Okay, who's next? Stop sharing.
Well, I can, let me not, we share.
Okay.
Where is it down there? I'm not going to show anything in Pix Insight, but I'm going to. So this website here, this is what Devin was a little bit excited about. It's a new process that Mike Cranfield and Adam Block teamed up on.
And that was the one I was. Okay.
It's NB Color Mapper. They don't know how to spell color. They're like Devin, but I want to show you this website because there's some really good stuff here that you can add to your repositories. He did a collaboration with Bill Blackson.
Yeah, he's got some good ones. I posted that narrowband normalization a week or two ago.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going through this screen stuff. There's some really great tools here that I think we will all use.
They're all free.
It's cosmicphotons.com.
Yep.
And here's this describes all of his scripts that he's working with some big people here. And this would be a good website to look at. This right here could come in handy if you have like 200 items of data and you needed to put in like your focal length or whatever. You can use this batch to add it to your fits cute headers. So there's just a lot of great tools here, and of course,
I used that one. I think you were helping me solving a problem when for whatever reason Maxim DL, when they ended up putting in the fits header, it was like 24, 48, 60. Well, that's not even a good answer. It's got to be 25, 0. Remember that, Steve?
Yeah, it's some angle issues.
It just wrote down 60 seconds. Well, there isn't such thing. So I had to change all of them. That batch process worked really well for me.
Mm-hmm. And he even has this one here. Everybody's starting to use this one, generalized hyperbolic stretch. But I think this is a good website for us Pix Insight people, especially.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. Cosmic photons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does anybody else have show and tell?
Okay. Well, again, we don't need to belabor this. I was kind of excited about that dynamic alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go see if I can find a couple different data sets and see what happens if I try to put them together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Anything else, guys? No. I see Keith is here. You got your RV you want to bring out to Astor Flats?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Okay. Well, I need to get you come out there just so you can get a lay of the land one of these days.
I do. Thank you.
Just drop me a note whenever you have, maybe over the weekend or something, and we can go out there.
Will do. Thanks.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I got to figure out a time too. I got to get if it'll clear up on the weekends. I don't know that I can make it out there on a weekday, but eventually I'll get out there.
Well, what I'm going to do at the board meeting coming up on Friday is that I'm going to propose that we actually start putting it on the calendar, a date that the members only can come out and use it, and kind of as a scheduled event. And then it's available during the week too, but it just makes it more formal. Okay, anything else, folks? All right, I think I'm gonna stop recording here. Good meeting.